proven guilty. So if we are charged with a crime and have to report to probation, have to be treated like criminals, I'm telling you, this is the reincarnation of slavery of the black community, and we call on Congresswoman Flores and the black leaders to stand up to this. This is bigger than me, and my being here is for a reason. I hope on noon and on the Thursday in front of the Justice Center, call Al Porter at 804-746-2216. Get out there. Stop this. I hope I do get out of here. But I'm in here for a reason, Mr. McCoy. And again, let me say to the black community, I have never seen anything like this. We call reform for reform. The grand jury process is all a lie. Tim McGinty is taking these cases to the grand jury, not letting people testify, and he is lying, and these judges are going along with it. The 34 judges of the Common Pleas Court, majority of them are black, and it has got to stop. And Barbara Langhan, we never should have pushed that erroneous charge against me. All I need is get out and to fight this charge.
So Thursday, should we look for you to be out of jail when we be down there?
I might be out on Monday, but this is the problem.
Yes.
Who wants to be monitored by the cops that you accused of bothering? These cops broke in my home in University Heights. They stole my stuff without a court order and bragged, Sergeant Owens in University Heights, that he had the support of the police. And then they want to make you mental. There's nothing mental about me. I'm an educated woman. 2 master's degrees with straight A's, ABD. They use that mental health process to try to harass people to stand up against this gross malfeasance against the black community.
So, Kathy, go ahead. Are you all right? Are you all right? You're not beat up or anything. You're all right.
The first time they put me in here, they were supposed to put me in a regular pod. They put me in a pod where they kept me in there for 16 hours straight. They had one woman in here, an alleged murderer who was threatening me. She's no longer threatening me. But this has been something else. Some of the people in here are good. Most of the people in here, the women in here, are good people who are falling victim to drugs. This heroin crisis is terrible. But the heroin addicts, they get out and they get rehab. We need black women on crack to get rehab. They don't belong in here, most of these people. Most of them are victims of a system that won't give them a chance. Look how they put $20,000 in bond against me. Now they're tweaking the rights because they're going to probably cut the phone. Am I okay? I don't know if I'm okay. I'm okay physically, but the things they have done to me, they put me in chains and chained my legs and took me to this therapist woman, and she wouldn't evaluate me. She said, I'm not getting in the middle of this because everything they want me to do is at the recommendation of the police, and it's a bunch of lies. She didn't want her licensure affected. But this has been going on a long time. I've never seen anything like it. We call on Bill Swain and Don Bryant and all of them to come in here about the mass incarceration of these women and the mass incarceration of black people. I've seen...
Kathy, give me your last statement so you don't get cut off, okay?
Okay.
Hit me hard, okay?
The Cuyahoga County Jail is roots rewritten. It's the reincarnation of slavery, and it's the gross disenfranchisement of the black community. We call on black leaders to stand up. We call on the black community to stand up. Sean Levert died in here because something is wrong with this place. And I look for everybody on Thursday at noon to come out and stand up and let these women out of this jail because they are warehousing women for money rather than letting them out on bond, stacking them in rooms. It's unbelievable. And thank you to the community. I hope you come out at 12 o'clock on Thursday and demand that I release and call on the Cuyahoga County Democratic Party, mainly white judges, to stop disenfranchising the black community. And thank you, Art, and thank you. What's your radio station?
1490 WPRE. Okay, we appreciate you, okay?
1490. Have a good day.
Hey, be safe, okay?
All right, I'm safe, and love you, Art.
All right, love you too. I only got a glimpse of the statue, right? Is that right?
Yes. I was curious. I was waiting for you to say something.
Well, Actually, I was kind of asleep when they showed the statue of him, and I really didn't get a chance to pay that much attention to it. But boy, oh boy, it's something else. Listen, before this political game is over, either this man gonna be the president or he's gonna fall all the way down. And that's just the way it is. You're learning what are you learning?
Well, about the other things that are happening that the people don't know anything about.
Well, one thing you haven't learned yet, and that is because you're so glamorous, you've been glamorous all your life, you've been privileged. I'll give you that. But this is radio. This ain't TV, and all I can do is look at your pretty face over there and you're trying to look cute. Well, I understand we got Instagram and all that, but right now you're on radio, so talk right into that microphone. Personally, you've always been privileged. You've been light-skinned, you got pretty hair, and you've always been pretty. You've always been privileged. And you probably didn't earn none of this stuff. You got the degrees, the tennis court, none of it. They probably gave it to you because you've been privileged.
Get him, Judge.
I don't know what you mean by privilege. I grew up right in the central neighborhood where I still live, and was only removed from it by persons that I didn't have anything to do with. So I don't know what you mean by privileged, unless it is that the Lord did bless me with wonderful parents, wonderful mother and father. And all I can say is if our young people followed what their parents have tried to show them more closely, why then they wouldn't be having as many difficulties as they are having. And so that's what I'm working on now with the young people.
All right, who's on the phone line? Talk. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Colors, even among the black people, it was colors. You know, if you said, call someone black, that was fighting words among blacks. So, yeah, that's the way it was. But it's different now because the consciousness has changed. So, yeah, we could say that was a privilege for being light-skinned among ourselves, but with white people, it wasn't. You were still black, whether you were white and you had black parents, and you were still segregated against and discriminated against. So
I'm getting in deep water here, but
yeah.
so in other words, Lady Red would be considered privileged, wouldn't she?
Yeah, in the consciousness of of black people, yeah. Like as we coming up and we see a light person and a black person, we felt that they had a better privilege than us by being the color. And then they had discrimination among themselves because it was they even had societies like that. So that's following the master.
I'm drifting a little bit off here, but H.J., that's why he would be
right.
privileged. Yes,
Until we came, and when James Brown come out with Say It Loud, what come after that?
I'm black and I'm proud.
All right. And that's when that went away with us. But with whites, it's still the same. Not with all of them, you know, but I mean the consciousness of the country, the consciousness of the world. That's all that be. All of it, man.
Yes, but Judge.
So everybody's here.
Yeah.
Everybody here. They ain't no big eyes in their you.
Yeah. On the other side of it, you made a statement to me once, and I'm going to close this like this. You made a statement to me once that meant a lot, and I'll never forget. You know, I said, Judge, they treat you so nice now, and everybody loves you, and oh, you're so outstanding. And here's what you told me, Judge. You said, it ain't always been that way. You know what I'm saying? They treat me nice now, but I had to fight for what I got. And I'll never forget that statement, Judge.
Thank you.
And that is the truth, ain't it?
Oh, yes, it
Everybody
is.
treats you nice now. Oh, Judge.
No, they
but,
don't. No.
Yeah.
But I never did go on that particular line of thinking about the way people treated me. It was the way that I was taught how I was to be treated, and I have lived that. And that has come from my parents.
Like my daddy say, sometimes you talk like you ain't got no common sense. And when the statement you just made makes me think that you ain't got no common sense. A man that would sit here and tell me that he's for privatizing of prisoners, slavery by the private man, something is wrong with him. You have lost your common sense. That's why I'm glad that you're listening to the University of Common Sense.
All right, it's contagious.
Common sense. Federal prisons. Privatizing of prisons. Come on, man. The state is bad enough that the state run prison. Privatizing of prison only mean that the more, they at that money. I'm going to lock Ted up, Sam up, AC up, and the judge if I get a paycheck, and I'm sending Lady Red in for 10 years.
Is Sam sitting in the studio with you right now?
Yes.
Sam, George Curry just died. There's some opportunity there to capitalize on Merge Magazine. You might want to have a conversation with some people about that. No.
George Curry died? You done hit me again. Now, come on. When did he die?
Apparently this morning, heart failure. You was just on the radio Friday.
I know.
Fine. Sounded just fine. But, as I said, the way the private prisons are run right now, they need to close all of them. But the value of a private prison...
What's the value of them?
Well, they can be privatized for the purpose of rehabilitation centers, which they're still keeping open. The rehabilitation
Wait a minute. Privatizing means they want money, man. That's the American way. How you get rehabilitation out of that?
The federal government is still funding these prisons. Anything that's contracted out, anything that the federal government contracts out is going to make a profit. Okay, so the idea, the way our system works, the way our predominantly but not totally capitalist system works, is that if it's privatized, then it's paying into the government. If the government's running, there's no profit to it at all.
See, that's what.
The value
What?
of a private prison
Go.
is set up in a way
Go
that
ahead. Go ahead, Sam.
It's the privatized prisons that's running the cheap labor.
Well, no, the federal
Like
government's running the cheap labor,
McDonald's
too.
and different things like that. Those are the privatized prisons that got people working for a nickel an hour.
So is the federal government. The federal government prisons and the state government prisons are using cheap labor as well. And I'm saying there's a way to do it that's better than the way the federal.
Yeah,
or the
but
state
you
government's
can't
running,
offer a
and definitely
solution
better
that's
than the way the private
you can't
prisons
offer a
running.
solution that's the same problem. If
What
you're
you
saying it's the same as the federal government, then why are you even talking about that?
Because if the people have that. Now I'm not referencing these companies that are running them now. If the people have more control over the prisons, then they have more control over the rehabilitation of the people that are in the prisons that are there justly, not the ones that are there unjustly.
They'll have less control if it's privatized.
Excuse me?
They'll have less control if it's privatized. That's why it's called privatized.
No, they'll have more control if they are the group that owns the prison.
Black businesses in our community is more than just about money. It's a communication center. In other words, when something happened in the community, black businesses used to always be the first place you'd get the news. It'd be like a communication center. And then it would spread. Now that communication center is held by other nationalities. So you know it's not going to be spread the same. So it's so important that we continue to support and have black businesses in our community. And I'll tell you something. I'm very inspired by what LeBron James has done to inspire black businesses. All over the city now, I'm seeing black businesses sprout up, whether they're doing t-shirts or clothing lines or whatever. And believe me, if they're successful on those corners, pretty soon they'll go inside and open up a business. We got to get started with black businesses.
Strong, keep us for bonding with each other, and think positive, stay positive, and touch someone, help someone, make someone happy, and make someone day to day. And that's all we're trying to do. That's it, and that's all. It was fun, but we must run. The clock on the wall said we had a ball. Ain't no more, so we gotta go. See you now and plant you later.
Thank you.